The work of Christmas, as that song talks about, is based on a poem from Howard Thurman, meaning that it's easier to share love, to share joy, to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, make music in your hearts, heal nations during Christmas time when we're all filled with Christmas cheer. But when all that goes away, we're invited to continue our work. We're invited to remember who we are. We're invited to continue the journey of spreading the goodness among all of us. It can be really hard to do when our country is so divided, when there are circumstances going on in the world where we're not seeing it. It's an invitation, again, for us to see with a broader lens, to see with a more expanded viewpoint. I don't know if you noticed the poster that's hanging in the lobby, this beautiful hand-painted poster, and it is a picture of Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. We found it when we were going through Christmas decorations this year, rolled up, and we rediscovered it and decided to hang it this year. I don't know, we found out it was hand-painted for us years ago, and it's been sitting in a closet somewhere. I know in Unity we don't necessarily talk about the Holy Family, but in Unity we teach that every person in the Bible is a part of us. So Mary represents that part of us, that unconditional love, that part that is receptive, that part that says yes to life no matter what life is offering. Joseph represents that protection part, that wisdom, that part that leads his family and takes care of his family. We all have these qualities in us. And then Jesus, of course, represents the Christ within us. Each of us are created in the image of God. And Jesus is that for us. We talk about in Unity how the birth of Jesus represents the birth of a new awareness of who we are as spiritual beings. Not another birth of a Christ, not another birth so much of a baby, but the birth of a new awareness, because we have to keep waking up, waking up, waking up. Life is always inviting us to do this, where the world will try to pull us back. We want to stay focused on what's really important. And so the star in that poster is at the top, illuminating all of them, illuminating all these beautiful, beautiful qualities that are in each of us. They're always there in us, ready for us to call on them, ready for us to express from that part of ourselves. The star also is guidance, represents guidance, which we're always getting to, if we're willing to listen, if we're willing to hear that still small voice. The Star of Bethlehem represents that inner conviction to stay on this spiritual path, no matter what. Every element in our body, they say, is the same as what's in stars. So we are actually stardust, created in stardust, created with the same elements as a star, so capable of lighting up, capable of spreading our light. It's a beautiful way to think of what we can do, the invitation to always do. Now, you may think that you're just maybe this small little votive candle. You don't have much light. But even a small votive candle can light up a whole dark room. And it can share its light with many other candles without losing any of its own brilliance. You know, we only see stars in the dark of night, but we could birth the star we are and have that light shine on anything that is seeming darkness, what seems dark in our world, what seems dark in our lives. We can bring light to it. We can bring love to it. We can start sharing that. And when we remember who we are, there's no limit to what we can do, to the love we can share. It doesn't have to stop at Christmas when we put all the decorations away. Those angels are still there whispering in our ears. Those are messengers. We say in Unity, the angels are messengers of God, messengers of Spirit, providing us with guidance, saying, this way, this way, this way. Always an invitation. And stars in the sky are born when there's enough heat and pressure. Same too in our lives. When there's enough heat on us, when there's enough pressure within us and enough of a pull to something kinder, something greater, something gentler, something more loving, we're willing to transform. We're willing to birth a new star. We're willing to be more of who we came to be in this life. Always an invitation. There's a story that Richard Paul Evans wrote, and he wrote many Christmas stories, and some of them have turned into movies, but this one in particular I really like. It's called The Candle. And it takes place on a dark, snowy Christmas Eve night. This young man, Thomas, is stumbling over the cobblestone roads, and he's got a tin lantern, but his candle had burned out. The wax had all gone. And he's running into things and running into beggars, and he's not very happy because he wants to get home and see his family. And he sees a chandler shop with the lights on just a couple doors down, so he goes into the candle shop, and the candle maker has all these beautiful candles. And Thomas says to the candle maker, what a waste of your time to create all these beautiful candles when they're just going to burn into a glob of wax. They're just going to melt. I just need illumination. And the candle maker says, you want illumination? I'll give you illumination. And he sells them a simple candle. Well, that illumination, that candle, was a whole lot more than what he bargained for. As he left the shop, paid for his candle, and he was running into beggars, and when he would shine his light on them, they transformed into his brother. They transformed into his sister, into his mother. So everywhere he was shining the light, he was seeing family, and he was happy and willing to do and give them whatever they needed. He got home to his family and realized his family wasn't out there. They were here at his home. And he had a light bulb moment. A star was born in him. He realized that the worth of compassion that he had shared had so much value. And so he decided to go back out and do more for those poor souls that were outside, to really share his warmth, share his abundance, share his good. And we can do that too. We can do that past Christmas time, continue the work of Christmas. Be that light that the world so desperately needs. Be that hope. It just takes a spark.